Welcome to the Slip Slip Sit YouTube channel. I'm Che.
I'm Gabz.
And this is episode 16. You're just getting like a threefer for the month of January, and we're pretty on it, I'm going to say, with the vids. So we're just going to hope we don't peter out, but let's do this.
We
We
always
got
peak.
it. We're going to keep rolling. Gabz has a plan, so that's always good. But if you're new to our channel, this is our channel where we talk about kind of all of our knitting, other crafting. We are sisters, so that's kind of our shtick. But I'm located in Southern California. Gabrielle is in the Bay Area, and I think it's January 28th. It's a Saturday. Did I miss anything?
You can find all our stuff, all
That's
our contact things in the description box below. Like and subscribe if you like our videos. If you want to see what else we're doing with my brilliant plan. It's not a plan. It's literally just notes written down in the Keep app about things we should film. That's it. There's no like cute graphic plan. Just
no.
I do.
Yeah, she occasionally tells me what we're doing. I'm like, great. Look forward to seeing it. But we have had a productive 2 weeks now ish. So Gabz, hit us with that first FO.
Yeah, so I've been doing lots of different whip downs. I've been Juliana, who's on Instagram as Purl Back Knit Forward Purl Back, something like that. And she's doing a whip down, so I've been doing that. Maggie and Emily of Yarnaceous and Fangirl Fibers are also doing a whip bingo, and Rachel is knitting. All of these are Instagram people is doing a 2023 gram challenge, and someone else, and Yarn Over New York is also doing a finish those whips. So I have been finishing those whips because, see, this is what I think got me when they say the word challenge instead of knit along. When the word is challenge, I'm like, challenge accepted, I got this. But when it's knit along, it seems so like nice and friendly and whatever. So my first finished object are these. Yes, Chaley.
I would say if you want to learn more about the whip downs, we talked about those in episode 14. So check it out.
Do that.
Proceed.
Or, DM us because I'm chaotic. So my first whip are these super cute. They're my crank socks. But this is junk yarn. This is Kemper-Ray's colorway. I can't remember the colorway. I think it's Sabrina. And then this blue is also a mystery. Is this potentially Earl Grey fibers, Che? Did you have this color in your advent calendar?
Is it a solid blue, or there's like brown in there?
No, it's a straight solid.
I think it might be from the Flora and Fauna advent then.
I do too. My daughter Lottie, she's 3. She picked it out for me. It actually came out really cute. Like they look really sweet, like little spring socks. I cranked them on my Erlbacher Gearhart knitting machine on the 54 stitch cylinder. I realized I never say what cylinder I use. 54 stitch cylinder. They came out super cute, and they've got this like cute little micro striping going on. I did a twisted rib action, and then afterthought heel. I think I learned using Kay the Crazy Sock Lady's tutorial a while ago. And then I just did one of the regular sock toe heel thingamajiggies. So this is my first whip. No, whip. Yeah, finished whip for the whip dad. Too many whip down, whip. Blah, 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 blah. You go, Shay.
Okay. This isn't like, I don't know what order I'm in. These just happen to be on sock walkers. So I finished these socks. These are actually DK socks, which I think ended up really cool because I picked 2 yarns that complemented each other quite well. So I actually have them here so that because you can't really see the difference, right, in the act sock itself. These are the 2 different yarns that I used for it. So the variegated is Lavender Fields from Barnyard Knits, and then the solid is Ice from Molly Klein Designer Sweet Tea Yarns. And so I followed Kay the Crazy Sock Lady's vanilla DK socks. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. And my new thing that I'm doing for 2023 as to give myself the instant gratification of a finished object, because I love DK socks, is that in between every object that I finish, I do a pair of DK socks that I don't like feel bogged down and me being like, oh, the only other whip I have is a sweater and it's not close to done. Cause then I get sad if it's like not, and I love stuff. Like I'm an accumulator of things. Gabrielle doesn't like that, but I'm like, I want things. They make me happy. So I like to finish all the things. So this is one of my, I'm calling them the knitting palette cleanser socks or the instant gratification
You know
socks.
what it reminds me of is like that scene in The Princess Bride where she takes that, not Princess Bride, Princess Diaries, where she takes that
Yes.
big scoop of the green ice and she's like, blah, blah, blah.
The sorbet brain freeze. Yes.
Yeah, this,
These are the
they're
brain freeze relief socks. Your turn.
okay. So these are very tall socks.
Hey,
Um, these socks used to be a finished object. Like it was a different pair of socks
that's a
that
vampire
actually,
one.
yeah, these are my Vampire Queen socks from Forbidden Fiber Company, and I ripped them out because they did not fit correctly, which was 100% my fault because I knit the first pair in 2018, and then I knit the second pair in 2022 for the second sock. So 4 years apart, but and you're like, oh, that's okay. But the problem was in 2018, I knit English style, and in 2022, I knit continental. So my gauge was vastly different, like ridiculously different. So I put the socks on, and it was like I was wearing two people's different socks. Like it was like I was wearing my husband in socks, and he's 6'3". So I wore them a couple, and I never wore them. And I was like, wait, I've got this beautiful yarn. I spent money on it. And especially when I bought the yarn, like it was a big splurge for me because I bought it when I was in grad school when I didn't have a job. So it was like a big thing. I was like, these socks meant a lot and I'm not wearing them. So I ripped them out and then cranked them on my sock knitting machine and then just popped heels, toes, and cuffs on them. And then they were this tall when they were
Pattern.
lace knit socks, and now they're this tall. Granted, the cuffs is different, right? The cuff and the heels are different, and so are the toes. So I made them a little bit long, but not that much longer. I guess lace really does use that much. It was a heel flap and gusset, and now it's an afterthought heel.
With a different color. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did definitely add length to them. I did what Kay the crazy sock lady did with the little color pop to try and like use up the rest of this like yarn. I tried them on and I just squish them down, like kind of like gym
Like
socks.
warmers. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just squished them down because I'm short. I'm only 5'1". They're like all the way up to my mid calf.
They'd be good for like boots, like the little overlay over the boots.
Yeah, so they're fine. But now I'm excited to wear them because they're actually going to be worn. So this color is the Vampire Queen, which I loved. I bought it at the Yarn Over truck, which is no longer, I believe, in business. And it's by Forbidden Fiber Company back when it was Forbidden Woolery. That's how you know it's old school, vintage. And I think this color, the contrast, I think this is from the Flora and Fauna. Do you have this color too, Chip? I think this is from Earl Grey Fiber Company's Flora and Fauna Advent Calendar. I think question mark. Again, my child helped me pick this, so I go with what the child says.
Got good taste.
Yeah, plus I'm not really gonna argue with a 3-year-old. That's a whole thing, you know.
Yeah. Not worth it.
No, pick the battles, and sock contrast colors is not the battle I'm fighting with her.
Yeah. I'm actually proud of myself for most of the finished objects I have because they're not in my typical color scheme.
You mean they're not pink?
They're not pink. Because I mean, like, look at the pink stack we've got there, but like, look at these babies.
Oh, another bluey. It's because I
And
gave you all those blues.
yes, I had to use up the blues. So I have been wanting to do, this is the nicer side because this doesn't have my jogs. I have been wanting to do Kay, Crazy Sock Ladies, scrappy, stripy sock recipe since she came out with it, but it just like wasn't part of the journey. And now for 2023, I call this do what you want. So I was doing this, plus Gabz gave me all these really good solids and tonals for the advent that we did together. I have no idea what they are because I know what their names were from Lottie.
They're those solid ones are Cloudborn fibers.
And this one is from your Princess Bride one.
Oh, yes.
but I
Yes.
forgot. It's like
Swamp something.
Pit of Despair.
Oh, the pit of despair. Yes.
Yeah. And but the main color, I know this is Hypnotic Yarn. It is called the Alps. For a while, she was doing something called Inner Circle, which was kind of like a Patreon thing, which unfortunately she's not doing anymore. But I would get a 50 grams gain every month, which was perfect for socks. So I am excited about these. I ended up doing about 8 rounds for the leg stripes and then 3 rounds for the like foot to toe stripes. And I am going to cast on another stripy thing like this as my next sock endeavor.
You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of the White Walkers in Game of Thrones. The
Okay.
colorway.
So
The colorway.
I was like, the stripes?
No, the colorway.
From Game of Thrones.
No, the colorway, the blue and the white.
Yeah. Yeah. Very White Walker-y.
I like it.
Makes sense because it's the Alps, so it's snowy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Your turn.
Okay. Okay. I'll save our, you showed yours last time. That's not one of your finished objects. I'll show them mine. Okay. So Chaylee, look, I finished it in the month of January. What? Strong start. These are my January sock swaps with my sister. Chaylee gave me these, and the colors are, this is Knit Picks Mermaid Tails, and the contrast is Earl Grey Fiber Companies from her Knitflix and Chill advent calendar. Steve Holt.
Are you sure it's called Mermaid Tails?
Scales, maybe?
Lagoon? Mermaid Lagoon?
Wait, hold on. Let me consult my book where I taped the ball band. Like, look at who am I? If you're new, you should know I'm never organized. I'm highly chaotic all the time. Nope, it's definitely called Mermaid Tails. This is the example of Gabz's chaos. The tape, not the same length. The tape, not the same. Do they coordinate? No, ball band's not going the same direction, but they're taped in there, so it's a win. So this is CAE'S, the Crazy Sock Ladies Whispers in the Wind pattern. It's really cute. It was one of those patterns. Chaylee was right. Once you memorized, it was good. Like, I read the chart and I went like this.
I did too, but then Gabz hadn't started it, so I didn't have anyone to refer to for support. So I was
there's a lot of like you slip a stitch for a significant amount of rows. So I was like,
which isn't something I've done before.
I was like, how this gonna work? It did. It worked. It's this.
It worked out super cute, and it was easier than cabling for me.
Yeah, it's like a mock cable, so it came out super cute. Mine's in self striping. It's not written for self striping, but I think it came out really nice. This one I think came out less nice in that my color change happened on a pearl bump row versus this one, all of them like blended a little bit better, right? Like there's none on the pearl bump row. Right. Oh my gosh, look at this annoying thing. I didn't try and match them. This is just how it came out, but look how almost matched they are. I didn't try and I just pulled out of the ball, but it's like I'd say maybe like 3 rows off, so I wasn't yanking the whole ball apart. I also got 50 gram, did this out of the 50 gram skein. I know everyone talks about like how much yarn you need for the pattern. I had extra. These only were 38 grams. And then my heels, toes, and cuffs. So I can get enough, but I also wear a size 6. So I have very tiny feet. But if you're knitting for a tiny feeted person, it's possible. So I totally finished this sock with my sister in the correct month that I was supposed to do it. I'm very proud of myself. I did an afterthought heel. This isn't what her pattern calls for, but it was self-striping, and afterthought heels fit my tiny narrow feet much better than a heel flap, and guess it, they're also faster.
It's gonna be tight, dude, if this is your timeline for next month, because February is short.
No, I'm on it. It's because of my last FO is the reason why I had to start it so late in the month. Yeah. But it's your turn. So
all right. Another instant gratification.
That's it.
Instant gratification. We'll workshop it. Yes, but this is another pair of DK socks. I was also doing some experimentation on how much yarn I actually used for DK socks. Did I measure? No. Did I do any kind of math related to this? Absolutely not. I just was like, man, it'll be fine. So I had 100-gram ball of this and I have plenty left. So there's 30 something grams left. So I'm sending that to my sister. But these are just, again, DK vanilla socks. The color is Jadeite from Ritual Dyes, who we are going to visit when we go to the Rose City Yarn Crawl. I'm so excited. They're also doing a what you call selfish make along right now. So you just have to use their yarn and something for you. And I'm like, no problem. So these are for me. I have to enter them once they post their finished object thread. But I did, typically I do 30 for the leg. I did 40, and then I typically do 10 for the, what do you call this? Cuff. I did 12 or 15. 15. I think I did 15. But yeah, still had plenty. So we could have had long socks to match Gabz. But alas, here we are.
That's okay. I get them.
Okay. Now we have matching socks.
Okay. So this was the beast of a project. It was an absolute beast, the hardest thing I've ever made. And I make a lot of stuff and I start a lot of stuff, but this is my Buffalo Rose cardigan. I finished it. I did not think I was going to finish it. I think we were joking that it was going to take me a year to do it, and I was going to do one rose a month. And actually, it was the Yarn Over New York Facebook group that like super motivated me, because I like posted it on it, and then everyone like hyped it up. They're like, "Wow, that looks so great! I love it!" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to do this." Plus the dopamine rush that you get from likes on social media. So I was chasing the dopamine rush. So I did, and I finished this thing. I almost swore because I almost said something different because it was so hard. Okay, I'm gonna put it on. All right. I'm gonna back up.
Yeah, buddy. Put that baby on. It almost looks like kind of like one of those like grandpa style ones.
Yeah. This isn't working that great, but it
Hey,
it
Gabz,
came out.
just stand on the chair.
Okay.
Oh God, please don't hurt yourself. Oh, okay, but squat a little, so you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, this is good content.
This is how this is the cover photo.
Yeah. Hold on, let me do like this.
Okay.
But you're missing my pom-pom slippers.
Oh boy.
It came out super cute. Like, I love the shawl collar. It makes me feel like 70s. Sorry, that was my mouth real close. It makes me feel like 70s vibes. I don't know why, but like, I love it. It took forever. It was really hard. It was really, really hard. Someone on Instagram was like, "You're not making me want to knit this." And I'm like, sorry, I'm trying to be honest. Like, I'm trying to be honest about like things that we say are easy are truly easy for us, and things that are challenging that I don't want to create. I don't want to put forth the false thing that everything is easy for us to knit. It is not. This really pushed it. But if you're good at stranded color work, or if you're good at ladder back jacquard and you're like experienced with it, no problem. Also, if you're not on a 10-week deadline, it'll be fine, right? Because you just put it down. That was the tricky part. It was a test knit. So mine is knit out of Knit Picks Cotton, the cotton linen blend, in their bare yarn. It's just white. And then I'll take it off so you can see, the roses are out of Fable yarns, that I got on Gary's D-Stash for Good. And then the bluish blackish color, I have no idea where I got it from. They're all cotton blends. The pattern is written for worsted weight. I did DK because of my gauge, because I couldn't get gauge with worsted. Also, realistically, I'm not going to wear a worsted weight colorwork sweater in California. That's just not something that's going to happen for more than like 2 days out of the year, because it's not that cold here. Like, it gets cold a couple times, but it never really drops below like 28, 29 at the coldest part of the day.
Right.
The coldest, like true, like out when I'm doing my life, it's like 40. So yeah, it's not that bad. So I decided cotton would be better. I could use it more. It would be just more versatile, I guess. So I love
it.
Hmm?
Can you wash it?
Yeah, you could. I'm not washing this.
But like, you can wash cotton and linen, right? No.
Yeah, you can. I would definitely hand wash this. Like, I check my socks in the washing machine and in the dryer. I'm not chucking this in the washing machine and the dryer because I chaotically have not woven in my ends, and I'm not doing
Oh
that.
God.
I ain't doing that. Because there's a million, because I duplicate stitched the roses on. So instead of like 2 ends, there are about 15 per rose. Nope, it's fine. Can't see it when I wear it. My body's gonna smush it. But I finished it. It looks great. I noticed that there's an error in it, and it ain't fixing that either. I missed the second half. Let me see if I can show you. This isn't working. This part here is supposed to be black. These white stitches here are supposed to be black. Like the leaf is supposed to complete, but I can't face any more duplicate stitching, and it looks fine.
Who's gonna know?
All of our viewers, but who cares? Who cares? I finished it. It's done.
Yay.
Yep.
Okay, I actually have one more, and you have one more, right?
No, that's it. I'm done.
I thought you said you had 5.
That was with the Blackberry Ridge, but I realized that I had shown it already.
Oh, JK. Okay, then I'm closing us out. I finished my hat. Huh?
I like it.
This is my muscle wear hat. You can see it's thickety thick, which I like this way better, I think, than the first one that I did. So I had aspirations to be nitty natty, and I'm half an inch away from being nitty natty, obviously, in all aspects of my life. She has this
You need
really
that dog. You need Toaster.
okay, just buy a stuffed dog. So she has this really cute muscle bar that she keeps wearing. I think it's like her favorite hat, and I really liked the fit that she had because it was like a little bit slouchier, and I think that for me that's a better kind of look. I feel like I'm yelling because I'm like 4 thick around my ears, so I can't hear myself talking. It's something. So it's 4. So I wanted to do it like hers, and she has really good notes in her Ravelry page. So she did about 19 inches from the end of the increases to the start of the decreases. And I was trying to do that, but I also got a great tip from one of our viewers last time, Delight Knits, right? That's what I said. Thank you so much for that tip, because I followed your tip and I just knit until I only had like 10.5 grams left, and that was perfection because this is how much we had left to work with on the hat. So I have 18 and a half from the increase to decrease, right? And I think it came out wonderful. I still need to take pictures of it, but it is super duper long. Like, I'm pretty pumped about how this came out. I'm going to wear it for the Rose City Yarn Crawl. The yarn is Tea and Honey from Yarn Cafe Creations. So
it came out cute.
I'm excited because I also think it was like the right amount of interesting in the yarn to keep me invested in it. Because the last time I did it in like another yarn, actually it was another Yarn Cafe Creations yarn. But it is that pretty pink that I had like a billion of with the stellina in it, but I was getting bored, right? Because it was
because it's all pink,
which is great because it like, that's what is going to match most things. But I think the speckled, also I kind of cheated on doing the cast on for this, which I don't know if I ever mentioned that. Maybe I did when I first cast it on, but the pinhole cast on that a lot of folks are doing is fiddly AF. So I could not, so I did a crochet magic loop or magic, what do you call it? Magic circle? What's it called?
Yeah. Magic circle.
I did that and then just picked up from the sides because I know how to do that. It was easier. It like, I think you cast on, I don't know, like 8 or something. So it was super easy to just crochet it together, pull it, and then just pick up the stitches around. Plus you have to tuck one end anyway. So the end that I have out is the finished end, and then the crochet knobber is on the inside.
Yeah, that pinhole one was fiddly. So
that, like, I think the first time I did it took me like 6 tries to get it, and I just couldn't.
I think I ended up having to cast it on at the same time to help you.
It was like, well, I was doing on DPNs because I still have a strong aversion to magic loop. So that I feel like that increased the fiddliness with all the new, like the needles were like, I was like, this is some crap.
It's
Oh,
like pickup sticks. It's like a spider. It's like a really angry, pokey spider that you're
it
trying to
was
make.
so bad. So I'm glad I found this method, and yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. I probably won't cast another one of these on right away just because I feel like this isn't a palette cleanser. I know a lot of people just enjoy knit, but I was like, it took like a month. I don't like stuff that takes that long. So, but I'm so happy with it, and it's done. It's part of my yarn crawl wardrobe. So just trying to, outfit myself for that. Yeah, I have two whips.
You first, then I only have one because I cast off all those pattern,
Proud of you. Well,
all the four
technically,
socks last night.
it's not really a whip. It was supposed to be a whip, but then I slept in a little bit on accident, and then Gabz is ready earlier than I had predicted to podcast today. So it's prepared. It's a prepared whip, if you will. But I am starting a pair of socks. Hopefully, she doesn't watch this for our mother because she will be turning 60 in about a month, right? Right?
Yeah, March 2nd.
Woo! March 2, mom. So she is getting some brown socks because mom loved brown, and I'm gonna
Oh
do
my,
the striping thing that I did. What?
let me tell you what Ma said to me.
Did she not want brown?
No, she did. I was wearing one of my sweaters, one of my hand knit sweaters, to
Oh, I remember that.
school.
She told me
I
this too.
was to school on, I think, Thursday, and it's a hypnotic yarn, which I was really proud of Mom. It's a hypnotic yarn, the dyer. It was like wassail or something like that. And then Mom goes, I have a sweater like that. And I was like, it's the same dyer. So Mom was able to determine someone's dye style by she's like, I have a sweater and it's brown. I don't remember what color, the colorway name.
Like espresso me later or something. Espresso
Yeah.
yourself or something. I don't know.
So it's a brown color, and we made her a sweater. Notice how I said we, and my mom goes, because my mom watches my girls in the morning. I walk out in my sweater, I'm ready for work. She goes, oh, I have a sweater like that Chaylee made me.
I never claimed that it was just me. I would like the record to reflect that
And I go like this. And Dad goes, I think both girls made it for you, Karen. Because he's looking at her. I was like, Mom, I helped Chaylee make, and I think I did the hard part too, because I
yeah,
think
because
that was,
we had to do helical
yeah.
knitting, and I couldn't figure out how to do that in the raglan part. So you had to do the whole raglan, and then I had to do I had to do the body.
We were like passing, no, we were passing the knitting back and forth, like every week or so we would like send it to each other when my parents or our parents were watching my kids, my parents were watching our parents were watching my kids, and then we'd like send the sweater back and forth. Our
Well,
gauges are vastly different.
yeah, that was so hard because then I was too loose trying to be Gabs loose. And then mother decided she wanted the longest sweater in the history of ever. Like she likes her sweaters to go like past her butt, which was like 20 inches from the armpit. So it was just brownie. We called it brownie. It was all brown, and I don't like brown. I don't know if you like brown, but I was like, I'm done. Thank God there were specks of green in there.
Yeah, but I was so offended. I was like, mother.
She had to confess that to me, and then I giggled because lulz.
Because I'm sure Chaylee knew the exact face I made.
She was disappointment and disdain toward her mom, but I never claimed I did it with you. But yes, okay, so these are for mom. I'm gonna do the scrappy striping recipe. Hold on, I'll pull it out. This brown, whoops, these are 9-inch circulars. This brown is Shipyard, hold on, from Destination Yarn. And then this colorway is where I'm confused. So it's already in its, oh, this is my float tote, by the way, that my dad made for me, which is a pattern by Nitty Natty. Woo! This color is cashmere and coconuts, but there's no name.
Huh.
And I won it from summer sock camp. So I don't know what it's called, but it kind of reminds me of like bananas, right? Because of the yellow, and then it's almost like a almost going bad banana.
Like an overripe banana.
No, I like it almost going bad. Banana, like gonna be banana bread banana.
Yeah, destined for banana bread.
Yeah, yeah. So that I'm just gonna call it my banana bread sock, my banana bread colorway. That's my thing that I'm gonna cast on today in case I get tired of what my other whip is. You go.
All right, so this is in my Erin Lane bags, one of my Hank Miss haul bags. We do have a Hank Miss haul video if you want to check that out. This is in my Stash a Lot bag, and the print is Stitch Please on the back. And you can kind of see where it might be backwards, but Demi, the little sheepy girl, she's a sassy lady. In this is my Scrappy Memories blanket that I'm actually actively working on, and I'm very proud of myself. Scrappy, cozy memories. Dang it. Whatever. I'm doing it. I'm making it.
Memories.
It's longer. It's longer than it used
You
to
have a
be.
very different approach.
What are you talking about? This is what the pattern says. I'm following the pattern.
Oh, I did not follow the pattern.
While my sister fiddles with hers, that's surprising for us. Usually I'm the one who doesn't follow the pattern, and Chaylee is a rule
I'm
follower.
doing what Kay's doing, and I'm going out.
Oh no, I wanted to do strippity strips so I could know how long I wanted it to be.
Oh, I felt like that was ambitious that I was ever going to get that for it to be long enough to be a blanket.
So the gray is from my stripy socks from last time. They were the contrast heels, toes, and cuffs. The blue is off the junk yarn socks. This is the contrast heels, toes, and cuffs for the Forbidden Fiber Company one. And then this is Steve Holt. So I can only put my contrast colors in here because when you crank a pair of socks, I use all of the yarn, right?
You
And
can
then I
probably
just
use the self-striping.
I have that. So I just crank it until I run out of yarn, and then I cut in and try and use the most yarn. So I never have that many extras. So I've got some extra gray, which I'm committed to putting in, the blue that I'm working on, and then I made myself, oh good, chaos again, chaos in here. I made myself a magic knot ball of all my like little wibble. So this is what I had left of the Forbidden Fiber Company. So like it wasn't enough for like a full square. So I did that. And then I actually have a surprisingly large amount left of the mermaid mermaid tails. It's like a lot. I weighed it. It's like 10 grams. So I only used 40 grams. It's not enough for another pair of socks. It's not close. So I'm just going to
like a tonal for the main part of the sock. You could do that for the heels, toes, and cuffs, and that would be wild.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use this as like my like if another yarn runs out, and then I'm just gonna use it as a fill because it'll essentially look like solids, right? Because the squares are so little, it'll look like a purple solid or a blue solid instead of the self-striping. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's actually what I'm currently working on this weekend and going to keep working on until I run out of the scraps because I think I'm gonna do that and commit to using my scraps. But is this the time that I have to confess about my test knit? So I signed up for another test knit. Here's what happened. I finished that rose colored test, the buffalo rose test knit on a Friday. I signed up for another test knit on a Sunday, that same Sunday. I didn't have a test knit for a day.
Remember, anybody else, raise your hand if you remember how she was like, no test knits in 2023. I'm just gonna knit stuff. I need to finish my whips. Like, I'm not gonna do it because I really got overwhelmed with them because I had like 95. Like, anybody else remember? Just me?
So, but this test knit is a lot milder than the Buffalo Rose one. First off, it's DK weight socks. So
what happened
was, so it's a lot milder, like DK weight socks, and it's a 6-week turnaround on DK weight socks for one sock. I can definitely swing that. It's also a smaller test knit group. So I'm realizing that I don't like the really large test knit groups because it's hard to like kind of make a connection with people and like figure out how people also someone I know is in this test knit group. So I feel like I already know them.
Is it
And
Leo?
we actually all did introductions, and I think everyone in the group, there's 4 of us, including the designer, everyone has kids like under the age of 5. So like we were all DMing in the chat and it was all like, I'm being used as a human jungle gym. And everyone else like same. Like at this exact moment, everyone's like 2 or 3 year old was like climbing on them and they couldn't get knitting done. So I think it'll be a little bit better of an experience because it's a smaller group and like we have a little bit more in common than just knitting, which is fine if you don't, people who don't have things in common have get along great. But I'm excited for it. I think I figured out what I'm going to use. Okay. I'm going to use my hypnotic yarn colors that you've been on my case about finishing and just hold them double.
Oh, you mean
Because
you mean these ones?
yeah, don't hurt yourself. Yeah, those.
I got it. No hands.
Those. I'm gonna do that. So then we can finally do the scrappy socks and I finished the test knit.
Oh, we gotta do
And
those scrappy socks.
but I also might do brown because mom wants more socks. And I think her pattern calls for a heel flap and gusset, and I don't like to wear heel flap and gussets anymore.
Right.
So I may have to try and match brown with brown or some crap like that.
You could do brown with like a cream.
Yeah, I'll work on it. I'll look. She
Ooh,
has
you have a lot of those nice like dark purples. That would be really pretty.
yeah.
Me
I
too.
don't have a I don't have a shortage in yarn. It's not gonna be a problem. I only have a
Have
shortage
any
in
options.
yarn that mom might like is the tricky part.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Also kind of feel like with socks though, like we can get away with a couple different colors because it's like feet, right? Like it's not like the whole fit is driven
Yeah.
by the socks.
Yeah.
Except for me, who decided to wear all black to match my ridiculous socks.
Nice. Nice. Well, I'm wearing pom-pom shoes and I look like an elf. So
Yeah.
all right, show us your really cool next whip because I
Oh,
really
I'm
like that a
excited
lot.
about it. So I'm
It's a
actually
good one.
feeling quite good about it because I think this is actually the first one I've made it. I'm actually really happy with the fit. Because like here's the thing. I'm pretty loosey goose. Like I'm pretty stringent on a lot of things. Like I want things very structured. But like in terms of fit for my clothes, I try not to stress too much about it because then I'll get sad and like feel bad about myself. And I'm like, I'll make it work. I'm kind of stylish. I'll just make whatever the fit ends up being work with my outfit. It's fine. I'm flexible. I know a lot of people are like, they want it to fit a certain way and get disappointed if it doesn't. And I totally respect that. For me, I'm like, meh, I'm cute. I'll make it work. It's fine. It's all about the confidence, my friends. So, but this one actually fits. So that's good. This is my Pierre pullover, which is a pattern by Stephen West. And I have split for the sleeveroonies, which now I've lost the sleeveroonies. Awesome. Okay. Look at that. Huh?
Looks good.
Huh? And like it's got all these different textures, which is kind of hard to see. I'm realizing now from this distance. So like here you have some twisted rib. I did seed stitch. There's like this cool triangle thing happening. And it's kind of a little bit of a fade, which is cool because I've never done a fade before. But I think this, like the yarns that I chose aren't like a big contrast fade. So in case I got confused, like it wasn't going to look bad if I didn't quite do it right. So I started to fade in to the darker ones, which I think you can kind of see.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely looks less gold.
Right. Like there's more red saturation there.
Mm-hmm.
So I am on the body. So hopefully I can get this baby going. And I'm not going to do full length sleeves because I think we were talking about this last time that I never really use my sleeves as full length. I'm more of like a 3/4 and then I push it up to my elbow anyways kind of gal. So I'm going to do that because I don't actually have enough yarn. It's fine. Oh, here, the light changed. So you can kind of see it better.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a little bit like there's some whole like lace, not lace, but like there were yarn overs. So you got a little bit eyelets. There it is. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hopefully this is a part of my yarn crawl fit. I want to wear this one of the days, so I need to get this done, but I have plenty of time. We're going in about a month, so and it's DK. The yarn I am using is from Blue Fiber Company, and it is called Mars. I like it.
I do too.
I feel autumnal.
Yeah, it's cute. It's
One of
real
my
cute.
favorite words is autumnal. I've also discovered that I think these like yoked sweaters fit me better because I tend to have bulkier shoulders. And so the raglan like cuts me, but this one just like sits on them. And then like the rest of the body just drapes down, which I think ends up being a better fit. And I'm also wondering if because perhaps this was a sweater designed by someone who's male identifying, that might be a better fit for me too, because I don't tend to have like a very curvy body. Like my waist line is almost the same as my hips. So I wonder if I'm like better for a unisex fit for me. Because I also like everything ends up being the same distance. So, but I got to work on this. It's that I'm going to add probably the leftovers from the socks to the my coziest memories this weekend as to not fall behind. I've also found my technique for that to stay invested is that as soon as I finish like a little square, I pick up the stitches for the next one. And even if I don't start knitting on it, then it's picked up. So I don't have like, I'm like, oh, I don't have to touch it. Like there's no ends. And I'm like, oh God, it's live. I should work on it, you know?
Yeah. I did the exact same thing.
Mind games.
Yeah. You gotta like trick yourself because I think this coziest memories is gonna take forever.
We probably should have joined forces on it, but we're doing very different approaches. So here we are.
I mean, you could turn yours into strips, but then we'd have to sew it together. And that doesn't sound like what I want to do. Yeah, I won't do that.
No, I don't do that either.
Nah, it's fine. This will just be years.
Yeah.
Years of our lives. But I'm trying to like use up my scraps as I go so it doesn't like accumulate into years. Do you have your acquisitions or am I going first?
I'm ready, but you should go next.
Okay, so I did my Hankmas haul for Erin Lane bags, I think 2 weeks ago. But in the video, I was missing a bag because, you know, she sent out like 800 orders. So, of course, things get all jumbly. And plus, the thing that I was missing was very tiny. So she was super sweet. She sent it out to me super quick, no issues. I got my squared away notions pouch. I got to go the right direction. It's super cute. So it opens. That is. And then you can pop it.
Oh,
and then it sits open. So I can like.
Looks like a fortune cookie.
Yeah. And then you like zip this sucker closed. It's cute because it's cut on the bias. Mm-hmm. So it's two different prints. So this triangle just has yarn and it says balls. You can kind of see it's almost cut off there. And then the other one has the little sheep. I have the bottom half of his body here and then the other half of his face. So I got this from Erin Lane Bags. I'm super excited. I have fallen down the rabbit hole of Erin Lane Bags, and it is a delightful rabbit hole to be down. I'm part of her Destination Lane club. I did not get the yarn because I'm on a yarn freeze, but I'm so sad and jealous because I saw the yarn. Here's the spoiler. Here's your time that it's a spoiler. So don't watch if you haven't gotten it yet, but I think most people have. The first location that we're going to, or we've gone to, is the Grand Canyon. And the yarn is beautiful. It's this like
it's
dusty,
that red, rusty.
Red. It totally looks like the Southwest, like Southwest of the United States.
Vibes.
Yeah, like Utah Red Rocks, all
Red
this
Rock,
kind of
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I'm like,
oh, it's so pretty.
I sent the picture because I'm in a Facebook group. I sent the picture to Daniel, my husband, and Shaylee. And Daniel goes, "Do you want me to sign you up for the yarn now?" And I'm like, no. But I was like,
it's really pretty. If there's extras, I think you need. I'll buy it. You should have the extra of what I use it for.
It's real pretty. It's really, really nice. It's almost a tonal. Like it's on this. It like teeters between a tonal and a variegated, but it's more tonal than variegated. Mm-hmm. It's real pretty. And you may see it as an acquisition, but they haven't listed the extras because I'm sure they have to wait to see if like everybody got there, something got lost in the mail. I'm sure, I don't know. I'm sure they die a little bit extra. That's what we used to do when we worked for the Fig for Fig Tree Company is we always had like one or two extras just in case shipping got funky. So that's my only acquisition, but there could be acquisitions pending because that thing's so pretty.
My label was created for my Yarnable on Wednesday. So I'm just waiting with bated breath for a shipping notification because
Oh, it's a Valentine's Day one. It's gonna be so cute.
I think it's purple.
Oh, is this the purple one?
It's purple. Okay, I don't like to be surprised. Like, I mean, I don't mind it, but like if I have the option to know, I'm gonna choose to know. And so obviously I looked at all the sneak peeks. So I think this one's purple. Actually I know this one's purple. So hopefully you weren't hoping to be surprised. Whoops. I won't tell you what purple though. You know, there's a whole scale of purple. So
Yeah, all purples are not created equal.
yes, as we've learned, his Gabz only likes a particular kind of purple. I'll take
Yeah.
all pinks though. Like this is the vibe, but mostly this color, light pink, is my favorite. I actually technically have two acquisitions, but I'm not going to get up to get the other one because I'm kind of like in my little nook here and everything's surrounding me and I'll fall down. But I got new needles because this whole time for my DK socks, I've been using US size 3s and I don't have 3s for DPNs because I have to use DPNs because I'm a 9-inch circular gal. So I use DPNs to do the heel flap and gusset as well as for the toe, but I just been using 2s and it was fine. Like it's not that big of a difference, but I decided I would actually get 3s. So I got some Knitter's Pride Zings in the US size 3s and I did the 6-inch ones. So they're in the needle section over there. You can kind of see the green. But I also got this new sweatshirt that I have been eyeing since November because I think it's so funny. And I'm going to wear it, I think, for the first day of the yarn crawl with my Musselburgh hat. Also because I don't feel like comfortable flying in knitwear because I also get like severe motion sickness and so does Gabz. So I'm like, if I feel yucky, I don't want to feel yucky in my knitted outfit. I want to feel yucky in a regular sweatshirt. So this is my new sweatshirt. It says, stab it, strangle it, scoop out its guts, throw it off a cliff, which is how you knit. And it was kind of, I think it's based off of like a trend that was going on TikTok or Instagram of like literally people talking about how you learn how to knit, which is, I think it's more for the English style vibe, but I still think it's funny. And I'm so excited about this sweatshirt. I got it from Etsy and it was called Whimsy Rose was the shop, but I think you could very easily find it if you just look up like knitting sweatshirt. So I'm just trying to, expand on my knitting merch vibe because I also have been eyeing like a Love and Stitches sweatshirt, which is Knitting Natty's podcast because I really like the font that they use. Plus I'm like already in a sad place because my Crazy Sock Lady sweatshirt is too little for me, so I had to give that to my sister. So I kind of want to do one of those. So
that's the good part about us being just close in size, but not the exact same size. It's too small for Chaley in the shoulders, and it is too small for me in like the waist hips. But lucky for me, I can just cut off the bottom and it's a crop sweater. She can't really cut off like hers is a lot harder to fix. So Gabz got lucky.
Plus it's cute because the like it says Crazy Sock Lady up in like the
yeah, so I could cut
so even if you chopped it, like you can't even tell.
Yes, I want that one that Knitty Natty was wearing that says Granny in training with the granny squares. But her review of the sweater was that it was really long, and I'm like, oh, I'm short. Like I'm very short waisted, so even things that are regular sized are too long.
Right.
So that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. Oh, let me talk about my not acquisition, but I'm obsessed with and proud of myself. This is a journal, I guess journal project, I don't know, some kind of thing. From Mad Cow Mandy Designs, and it's like my sister's and the Crazy Sock Lady's knitting journal, but it's got like the thingies in it, like the prompts for those of us who are less organized. So I've actually been doing it. and I like took it out and consulted which ones I finished before the podcast. I was very proud of myself. And I've done it for the month of January, and there are 20 like project entries in here, and I think I'm going to finish it by like May. So I need to order another one, but you should check it out. She's a small business on Etsy. It's really cool. And I've been taping the labels on the other side. She, I think, did like wrote lists of like check marks of like where she wanted to get in the project for that day. I don't usually do that unless I'm on a deadline. So I just tape the labels in so that I can have the labels and that kind of thing. So, and you can get your whatever cover you need or you want. You get different covers you can choose.
I love it. I think my goal is to finish my book this year, because then that would be 3 years I've had this notebook.
Yeah.
3 years of knitting. At least finish it, and then if I start a new one, then I'm like extra good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about book club?
Yes. You should probably talk about it.
So we are on month 2 of book club. If you'd like to join book club with us, please send us an email or a DM on Instagram. It's on Discord. We don't post the Discord link because it refreshes every 7 days. Plus, I don't want to deal with spam. But we're reading Maggie Sefton's Knitting Mystery series. We're on the second one. This one is called Needled to Death. This is from the public library. It was published in 2005, 2006. So your local library hopefully has a copy. You can also get it on audiobook and ebook. I did the first one as an audiobook. I do like it as the physical book. I think I read faster than someone can read out loud. Obviously, your brains go faster than our mouths. So I'm halfway through. It's for the month of February. Every 2 weeks, we talk about 10 chapters of the book. So, and each book is about 20-ish chapters. So it's a book a month. It's a quick read. It's really light. It doesn't make your brain think. Not about the reading. This one, I'll read you the back. It says, when Kelly, that's our protagonist, volunteers to take a troop of tourists to visit Vicky Claymore's alpaca farm, she discovers Fort Connor isn't as sedate as it seems.
Oh.
Instead of a warm welcome, they find Vicky splayed out on her original hand-woven rug. Her blood.
Not Vicky.
Yeah, her blood seeping into the design. Kelly hasn't read it yet. The police jump on the case, but Kelly can't resist doing a little investigative work of her own, even if it means taking a break from the sweater she's knitting in the round. What? I can't make this up.
You can't make this up.
Because a murderer is lurking in Fort Connor, waiting for the right moment to strike again.
I'm obsessed.
It's really good. I'm about halfway through. It does take. It's on an alpaca farm. She's learning how to knit a sweater in the round. What's also super cute is that it comes with a delicious recipe and knitting pattern included. This book's recipe is Ruth's blueberry pie. They tell you how to make homemade pie crust, which is a butter crust pastry, and how to make the blueberry filling. And it comes with a knitting pattern, 2 knitting patterns. One is a shell, which I think is like a vesty thingy, a tropical shell. And one is an eyelash scarf, which is just like back and forth. You cast on 10 stitches and then you knit. I will say about the tropical shell, it is not size inclusive. So we didn't buy this for the pattern, we did it for the book, right? Because we always want to support size inclusive patterns, right? Everyone gets to knit what everyone wants. So this bust size, it's a very narrow bust size. This extra small is a 31-inch bust, and the extra large, which is the top size of the pattern, is a 45-inch bust. So it's a very slim thing. So don't get the book for the pattern. But if you want to join the book club and chat with us about the book, that's really it. So I think there are 18 books. You can always jump in whenever you like. We read Knit 1, Kill 2. It was a slow start, right, Che?
Yeah, I didn't get invested until, what did I say, chapter 14?
But then all of a sudden it got wild.
Really ramped up.
I was like texting Chaley. I was like, this guy's the murderer. No, this guy's the murderer. She'd finished it already because I was listening to it.
I told you that I thought I knew who the murderer was, and then literally 10 minutes later, I was like, just kidding, he's not the murderer.
So it's pretty fun. It's just a fun time. It's murder, right? But it's lighthearted murder. It's not,
It feels hallmarky, if you will.
yes, it's definitely Hallmark vibes, which
That
is
cozy cottage kind of like reading vibe.
yes. Feel free to join us if you do want a kind of a darker horror vibes. Join Penny Moon's Ghouls Who Read book club. It's a bunch of knitters as well, but that is horror, thriller, slasher, like entrails come out of I like that too, but Shaylee doesn't. So we are reading cozy murder mysteries where the murder mystery takes place on an alpaca.
Dun dun dun. I don't think I have any news.
My Lenny, my 1-year-old has taken 7 steps.
Woo! So like consecutively or just
Yeah.
total
Yeah,
for
like
the last 2
she
weeks?
went, we've got a chair in our living room, and then we've got their little play kitchen. She went, I watched her this morning while I was working out. She was at the chair, and I knew she wanted to get to the kitchen. I was like, what's she gonna do? Because usually she'll drop down, crawl, and then pop back up. And I watched her, and she just bolted from the chair to the thing, full sprint, da, 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 and she landed. And I'm like, you got it, girl. She still doesn't have teeth. If you watched a couple episodes before, a girl still doesn't have teeth, pushing 13 months. She's 13 months on the first. No, no teeth.
Mom
Fine.
says she's got some ridges.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
The pediatric dentist said it's fine. The pediatrician says it's fine. Many people on the internet say it's fine, but it's fine. We might do a pattern sale when she gets teeth.
Yeah. For however many baby teeth you're supposed to have, that's the percent you get off.
She's supposed to have like 8 by now, but she got 0.
That's okay. She's still chowing down on teriyaki somehow, so she's good.
Yeah, I don't know. She was eating chow mein last night.
Ah, never mind. I think that's what I want to get for lunch. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for further vids. Hopefully we'll be this consistent and this productive, but who the heck knows? So we'll catch you next time.
Thanks so much.